the United Kingdom, whose prime minister will be in Washington on Thursday. But now it's still Monday, and it's Emmanuel Macron's turn to visit the White House. Let's cross live now to correspondent Fraser Jackson. Fraser, what's the latest?
So we are gathered here now waiting for the second arrival of the day, actually, of Emmanuel Macron. There was a brief meeting between Trump and Macron earlier this morning around 8 o'clock local time. Macron is staying just behind where my camera is now at the place called Blair House, which is where a lot of foreign heads of state stay while they're visiting the White House. So Macron walked across here this morning. He walked in and had a televisual conference, a video call with the leaders of the G7 alongside Donald Trump. It was a more quiet affair. The entirety of the French press wasn't here. You can see they've started to gather in that big group there now as they await the arrival of Emmanuel Macron. So it was a much smaller gathering. It lasted for around 2 hours or so, and afterwards Sonia Dridi, our correspondent on the French side, managed to catch up with Emmanuel Macron and ask him how it was with Donald Trump. He said he was very welcoming and very friendly, as he normally is. He said that the call with the G7 went very well as well. So it's been already a good morning in terms of relations between France and the US here. They're now going to continue that and build on it. Macron is expected to arrive in the White House within the next 20 or so minutes, and then he'll be heading into the Oval Office, where there'll be a pool spray, which is where the cameras go in and get to ask a couple of questions before the bilateral meeting begins. Once the media is out of the Oval Office, then the working lunch will begin. I'm told by a source in the French government that they, of course, are going to be discussing the situation in Ukraine, but also trade as well, which is another key thing that the Europeans, of course, are all very worried about, those reciprocal tariffs that Donald Trump is vowing to bring in by April 2nd. But like I said, Ukraine is top of mind. Emmanuel Macron here has been the kind of figurehead of the driver of the European response. He's basically trying to walk a tightrope and use that unique relationship that he and the Elysee keep touting with Donald Trump to basically put Ukraine's case across to Donald Trump. In a communique that I got from the Elysee, it reads in part: France shares President Trump's goal of ending Russia's war of aggression against Ukraine. That is the spirit in which he is traveling to Washington to support this goal. He will present proposals for actions that reflect the areas of agreements that emerged and were reaffirmed during the meetings and during bilateral talks, particularly with our British partners. Now, that, of course, is also key, because we're expecting Keir Starmer here on Thursday, where I will be in the Oval Office putting those questions to the British Prime Minister and to President Trump as Europe tries to navigate this new American administration and what it means for Ukraine.
Many thanks for that, Fraser Jackson. We'll be crossing back live to you when the French president arrives. And